subscribe. Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm Inferno Paternal and hope you guys are all having a fantastic day so far. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at some new gameplay that was released for Virtua Fighter 6 or Virtua Fighter Crossroads. This game is looking very exciting so far, quite different from any entry that the franchise has made so far, and it looks insane. So we have some new footage we're going to be looking over. We have a match with Pai Chan and the main character right here we're going to be looking at. There's some new gameplay about some other matches we get to see, and then the maps. I'm going to go over the locations in this video, and then we'll get to just deep dive into this new game that looks sick.
まあ、対戦モードに関しては格闘ゲームファンの皆さんがやっぱり安心していただけるようなモードはやっぱり用意していて、今回そのナラティブとかをすごく重要視はしてるんですけども、電源入れたらすぐに
They have been talking about the story mode a lot. Look at my boy Wolf. I think that's Wolf, huh? Dude, I gotta make a Generations video on him. Oh my goodness. Look at him go. They're putting a lot of impetus on that main character. Kind of similar to like Luke in Street Fighter 6. They've made their own OC, their own like original character. I mean, Virtua Fighter's always had that focus on like martial arts, you know what I'm saying? But these camera angles are just insane. So many moves in the game, the depth, the complexity, etc. all have to coexist in the same mechanics. Dude, this looks crazy. I still can't believe that this is like Virtua Fighter. It looks so different. You know, I've seen a lot of people talking on Twitter about like the color grade being different too. It just looks quite different than anything we've seen. Look at that tackle, bro.
でもう一つは知識ですね。コンボの知識とかがやっぱり豊富だとダメージ効率を上げることができるので、それで
give yourself an advantage over your opponent. Look at that. Okay, so I saw a little bit of a juggle there. There are there's a big talk about them wanting to just make it more realistic and less like crazy. Had to restart the video here, but they put this emphasis on real life gameplay and like attacks and kind of like karate movie style things, which I totally get. Virtua Fighter's had that, but Virtua Fighter's also kind of known for their large juggles and big combos and kind of hyper realistic to an extent, like no crazy magic like kind of that some Tekken characters have, but you still have your crazy jumps like the high jump of Kagemaru or that crazy attack where he comes out of the sky and nose dives. Like, I hope we still have some of that even though they're going for this realistic approach. Alright, this next video is by a guy named Game V. It looks like he shows some more new footage that we can look at, and he kind of talks over it. So we're just going to react to this as well, and then go into the maps and new locations. That looks sick. Look at that fence slap, dude. Bop! Full mount. Bro didn't even try to put him in X guard or nothing, dude. No single leg? Come on, bro. Don't let him get mount like that. Nice. Oh, we about to talk about some cool shit, man. I'm gonna let him talk and just kind of add some. Wait, whoa! Okay. Cielo and Stella. Here, let me move this real quick. Okay, they're starting with a new set of characters that are gonna like be the main focus of the storyline and kind of put the OG Virtua Fighter characters as like celebrities in a sense. But look at this. Cielo fighting style MMA, moveset balance. Yeah, we saw that MMA. My boy went full mount. Bro just jumped over them legs. He did the leapfrog, bro. That's crazy. I'd be pissed as hell. Nationality. I'm going to mess that word up. American and Latin American, I assume that is. Y'all can, you know, just hurt me if I'm wrong. Stella, kickboxing. We got a kickboxer. Moveset balance. Nationality, American. All right, let's see it. She looked cool. Okay. I'm ready to find out these the new
Today,
stories of
we will
these
talk about
characters.
Virtua Fighter Crossroads. After the new information shown about the game, I think this is becoming much more than a simple fighting game comeback. At first, a lot of people probably expected a classic Virtua Fighter return with better graphics, new characters, and clean one-on-one fights. But Crossroads looks like it is trying to do something bigger. It still has that Virtua Fighter identity with martial arts and direct combat, but now it also has a real city, a real story, and a much bigger single-player focus than people usually expect from this series. What stands
Crazy
out to me
new
right
story.
away is the setting. The game takes place in Villa Sapara, a fictional island city that looks rough, crowded, dangerous, and full of different zones. From the official posts, we already know that players will be able to travel through open areas like the entertainment district,
crazy.
the jungle, the slum,
Open
prison,
world,
the
open
pit,
area
Chinatown,
fighting game,
and
kind
more.
of similar to
That
Street
alone
Fighter
makes
6
the game
story
feel
in a
very
way.
different from a normal fighting game where you just go from one arena to another. Here it feels like the city itself is part of the experience. You are not only choosing a character and fighting on a stage, you are moving through a place that has its own problems, its own people, and its own tension. The story setup is also very interesting. In this city, firearms are banned, and if someone uses them, the punishment is death. That already tells you what kind of world this is. Violence is still everywhere, but it is controlled through martial arts, gangs, underground fights, and power struggles. The city is basically held together by a very strange balance, with crime groups and powerful people all trying to keep control. But that balance starts to break
Almost
when
like,
martial
you know,
artists begin getting attacked by someone known as the Bakunawa Killer. And because of that, the lives of 4 different people start to cross in the same
them
city.
out, bro.
Sega says the game is built around 4 protagonists, and your actions, wins, and losses can shape how the story moves forward. For me, this is one of the most
story
exciting
where
parts of
your
Crossroads.
choices matter
It is
in a
not
fighting
just
game.
saying, here is a story mode. It sounds like the story actually matters. The official description says your choices in and out of battle can affect alliances, consequences, and the destiny of the characters. That is a big change for Virtua Fighter. This series has always been respected for its fighting system, but it was never the kind of game most people talked about because of the story. It feels like the team wants to give players a reason to care about the people, the city, and the fights happening inside it. And I think that is a smart move, because fighting games can be hard for new players to get into if all they see is menus and online matches. A strong story mode can make the game feel more alive.
Brother.
The idea of Fight City also sounds very promising. From what has been shown so far, Fight City seems to be the part of the game where the story, the open city, and the combat all come together. As you move through Villa Sapara and progress through the campaign, you will not only fight in clean one-on-one matches like a normal fighting game, you will also run into larger groups of enemies, street fights, and more serious showdowns against stronger martial artists. So in simple terms, Fight City feels like the game's way of turning Virtua Fighter into something bigger than just arena battles. One moment you might be surrounded and forced to fight your way through a crowd, and the next moment the game can shift into a more focused one-on-one duel against an important opponent. I think that could make the campaign feel much more alive, because the fights are not just random matches. They seem connected to the city, the story, and the people you meet along the way.
Crazy story design. That's like the main focus that they're trying to go with. That's crazy.
Will also include a full versus mode with local and online options. So people who only want the classic fighting game experience are not being left behind. That matters a lot. Virtua Fighter has a long history.
Crazy game for the
fans who
FGC,
love
dude.
This series love it because of the combat. So even if the story mode is bigger now, the core fighting still needs to feel sharp. From what has been said
got the
so
choker
far,
on.
the team is keeping the simple.
That dude looked cool,
bruh.
bruh. He looked cool.
While trying to make the fights look more realistic and more intense. I also like that the game still seems grounded. A lot of modern fighting games go very flashy with huge powers, wild effects, and over-the-top attacks. That can be fun, but Virtua Fighter has always had a different style. It is more about martial arts, timing, spacing, and reading the other fighter. Crossroads seems to understand that. Even with the bigger story,
Look at the multi-fight, bro!
The game still looks like it wants
crazy!
Every punch, kick, block,
a story
and throw
mode in a fighting game where it doesn't
does
separate you. Like, a new fighter's approach that they all do. It's like a open world thing where you switch stances and different opponents one at a time, but still, bro, that's immersive as heck.
entertainment district probably gives the game
I'm
that
excited,
bright,
y'all. If y'all
loud
can't tell,
nightlife
I'm
feeling.
excited.
The slum looks more rough and desperate. The prison sounds like it could bring
There's some
heavier
of the
and more
maps.
dangerous fights. The pit already sounds like a place made for brutal underground battles. Chinatown gives the city more variety, and the jungle suggests that the game will not be stuck only in crowded streets and dark alleys. If all these areas are used well, the story mode could feel like a real journey across the island, not just a set of disconnected fights. Another thing that makes this project interesting is that it comes from the team known for games like Yakuza, Like a Dragon, and Judgment. That matters because those
I actually
games
did not
are
know
very
that.
good at
That's
making
crazy.
cities feel alive.
That makes
They know
sense
how
how they're going for
serious
such a
story
crazy
moments with side
environment.
activities, street fights, strange characters, and small details that make the world feel real. So when I hear that Virtua Fighter Crossroads has a big city, side stories, different districts, and a story about crime, fighters, and personal pasts, it makes sense why this team
Dude,
is
look at the
involved.
fire
It
effect
feels
on the
like they are
double kick
bringing
from
their
those legs,
city-based
dude.
storytelling style into a fighting game, but still keeping the Virtua Fighter combat at the center. The story also has a darker tone than I expected. The official setup
Double
talks
leg.
about old problems from the past coming back after 20 years, and the city's balance starting to collapse. That gives the game a stronger mystery. You are not just fighting random people. There is something bigger going on behind the scenes. The Bakunawa killer is attacking
That combo
martial
launcher right
artists.
there.
The city is controlled by dangerous groups, and 4 people who should not be connected are suddenly pulled into the same situation. That kind of setup makes me want to know more, because it gives the fights a reason. Every match can feel like it is pushing the story forward, not just filling time. For a series
Matches
like
that
Virtua
actually
Fighter,
matter.
this is a very bold direction. Some fans may only want the pure competitive side, and that is fair, but I think Crossroads needs something like this if it wants to bring in a bigger audience today.
Casuals,
Fighting games
sweats.
are very competitive now, and a lot of new players feel scared to jump
Fire
in because
FGC
they
game.
think they will get destroyed online. A strong story mode can help with that. It gives players a way to learn the combat, understand the characters, explore the world, and enjoy the game without feeling like they need to be tournament level from day one. And that is why I think Crossroads could be important. It is not just bringing Virtua Fighter back, it is trying to make the series feel bigger and more welcoming, while still respecting what made it special.
Yep.
You still have the martial arts focus, you still have the one-on-one battles, you still have that clean and serious fighting style, but now you also have a city to explore, group fights, boss encounters, side stories, choices, and a story that can change depending on what you do. That combination could make the game stand out from other fighting games coming
Well
soon.
said.
Of course,
Yep.
we still need to see much more gameplay before judging everything. The game is planned for 2027, so there is still time for the team to show more about the combat, the story,
Looks
the
great so
characters,
far.
and how open the
Even though
city
the gameplay
really
is far from
But
being
based
finished,
on
they
everything
said.
shown so far, I think Virtua Fighter Crossroads is already one of the most interesting fighting games on the horizon. It looks different, it feels more ambitious than expected, and most importantly, it looks like a real attempt to move the series forward, not just bring it back with better graphics.
All right. Here we go, guys. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at these maps that I have up on the screen right now. So this is the expansive open zones on Villa Sapera Island. This is the island that the whole game is based off of. So we've got the entertainment district, we have the jungle, we have the slum, we have the prison, we have the pit, and we have Chinatown. Now, so far from the gameplay we've seen, I don't think we've seen jungle. I think we've seen a clip from Prison. I may be wrong on that, but I feel like we might have seen a match on Prison. But these maps look fantastic so far. All perfect maps for the atmosphere. You have a little bit of the nature that you have in the jungle. You have a little bit of the city, the entertainment district, the slums that look like some crazy fights could be going down. Lots of cornering. But these are more, here's what it is, and here's the crazy part about this. These aren't just maps that you're going to be able to fight on 1v1 similar to like your normal fighting game map. This is an expansive open zone. So as we saw in the gameplay earlier, you're going to be able to run around in an open world in a sense. Kind of how Street Fighter 6, that direction, I think they're heavily inspired by that, especially with Luke, the original character. Now we have 4 original characters, and we have these crazy maps too. Open world, not just 1v1 fights. You have fights with multiple people, henchmen, kind of in a Yakuza style. It makes sense. Heavy martial arts detail, crazy camera angles that go from side to side like you're literally watching a martial arts movie. It's crazy. And I think the most impressive part to me in this story is I was trying not to interrupt the guy in the video earlier when we were watching it, but they said in the reveal of this game that every decision you make counts. So not only will you be able to play this game and actually have to lock in on what choices you want to make, but you can replay the story over and over again. The replayability. Oh, what would have happened if I didn't kill that guy? What would have happened if I may have talked to someone else different in this situation? You know, you can reload your save, try a different route. I mean, this is a very large story for a fighting game, probably the largest and most expansive I have ever seen. I've never seen a fighting game take this route, and I think the FGC really needs this right now. Like I said in my last video about Xbox needing a Super Smash Bros., which would be crazy, I kind of went on a little rant and a spill that, you know, everybody knows this. The FGC has a problem, and fighting games have a problem. They're just too damn hard. Everybody knows this. And if you can have an appeal like this, you know, a game with some new characters you can learn and fall in love with, and you don't really know them very well, but if you have a story that can build up their character, build up what we do know about them, introduce them, then we can fall in love with these new ones. And, you know, we're already attracted with the characters that we know and love. Kagemaru, Akira, Wolf, Pai Chan, you know, we can have those as a backbone to fall off of when we don't like those characters, but this story is going to make us fall in love with these four characters. These are going to be the characters that we're going to be rooting for, and we're not even probably going to be thinking about the OG characters that much if it's such an expansive story like this. I don't know, guys. I'm super hyped, man. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you want me to make some more Virtua Fighter videos, let me know. I have some cooking up right now. I've got an Akira video coming soon, probably a Wolf one coming soon. I would like to do some lore and story videos as well, just depending on the time that I have and everything. But I'm super fascinated in this, guys. There's some cool looking maps. The game looks phenomenal, and can't wait to get my hands on it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Go check out my last video too, if you guys would. I would really appreciate it. The Xbox needs a Super Smash Bros. It's a 13-minute video. Took me about like 6 hours or more to make. Probably one of the most edited videos I've ever done. So if you guys could go check that out, I appreciate it. But anyways, have a good day. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.